Speaking of Superman and Lois, we are excited for Bizarre World and what it could bring to our lives. I'm most excited for Lana Lang as, I guess, that universe's Superwoman.
Yes, that was interesting. We saw a glimpse of that in one of the previous episodes and like Bizarro's like brief flashback. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. Look, it's well established at this point. We're all Lana stands, and the more screen time of her, the better. And there's still that whole arc they haven't explored. I don't know if she'll ever find out what Clark can do, who he is, whatever. I hope to see that someday. But they've obviously the reason we love Lana is because she's been kept to the very realistic side of Superman and Lois. She is the more like grounded storylines, and I cannot wait to say her get a little bit into the action in like the most unusual way. Lana's such a realistic, authentic character. I can't wait to see them go the whole comic book route with her in the Bizarro world and just to see what that's like. Because if she's going to stay realistic, and I kind of hope she does, it would just be nice just to like for one episode see what she could be like in the more supernatural, super powered area of the show. So that I cannot wait. The aesthetic of that episode looks amazing. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is to see Lana with superpowers again.
But wait, isn't it canon for Lana to find out about Clark?
Yes and no. The art it's different in multiple stories, but yeah, I think Endgame that will happen. That should happen, especially since they've really. I know a lot of people when they found out Lana was coming into it, they were like, "Oh God, I hope we're not doing a love triangle," and they've thankfully stayed away from that. I know we said that would be one of our fears on the show because we don't want them to go there. But Clark and Lana have such a beautiful friendship that it feels like they can talk about each other's other halves without ever in a like jealousy kind of like, you get me better than they do, let's have an affair kind of way. I'm glad that whole like base layer of drama is not there. It's such an authentic friendship. And I feel like in order to take that friendship to the next level, she's going to have to find out at some point. I hope she does.
Yeah, because doesn't in Smallville, he shows Lana everything, but it takes a long time.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, you said it. I binged
that
Smallville.
Poor girl.
I binged Smallville, and I was like, how long is this taking? Not more conflict, not more obstacles. I cannot imagine what that must have been like to watch on TV on a weekly basis. I'm not going to say how long it takes in general because I
Isn't
know
it season 5? I'll say it.
Thank you for just undercutting my point.
Hey, I called out Sabrina last week. I'm not afraid.
Go for it. Yes, I think that is correct. I
don't know. I'm only on season 3, so
yes, I'm going to keep it mysterious to keep the surprises alive for you. But yes, let's just say it's not today or tomorrow, especially if you're on season 3. It's not today or tomorrow. She'll find out. They overdid that something seriously, and I hope Superman and Lois doesn't do it. They have such a beautiful friendship on Superman and Lois, but I feel like in order for it to reach its true authentic self, she's going to have to find out at some point, especially since they had those moments where like Lana was like, oh my God, Superman's in Smallville. It would be nice to see them make that transition to be like, oh my God, Superman's my bestie.
Yeah, but at least it's not like every episode they're teasing her. Like in Smallville, it was like Lana was like seconds away from finding out the truth because she was like, what's all this weird stuff happening? Why is my best friend acting weird? And then she would just like go back to serving coffee at her business at 17 years old.
I'm loving this whole conversation because I remember Jack all about Smallville before Lois Lane arrived, and like Michael's trying to keep it mysterious, and Reed is like, "Screw that!"
I'm like, it's a 20-year-old show. If you haven't seen it, you're not gonna watch it.
Or at least I know preparing someone for the long haul though is an excellent decision. Like, because especially like, oh, she's gonna find out. Like, no, she is not.
And they're like, will they or won't they? Is like as equally of a slow burn. It's like that's another thing they toy with. But this is neither here nor there with Superman and Lois.
Yeah. No, and I think in Smallville they did such a good job of making Lana and Clark love interests that it was hard to see them as anything but, which is why they won't the thing go on for so long. On the other end of the coin, Superman and Lois has done such a phenomenal job of making them friends, so much so that you never ask that. Yes, we saw that beautiful flashback episode where Clark was heartbroken that Lana had moved on, but it didn't come up again. It didn't get in the way again. And they have probably my favorite friendship on the show. Although I will say Lana and Lois's friendship is just like this season has just been amazing. I love that so much because we have talked in the past how sometimes the Arrowverse struggle to do female friendships. that is not one of those occasions. That's phenomenal. But back to Clark and Lana, I feel like that friendship is so strong right now. At some point, she has to find out to take it to the next level. But I'm excited to see this Lana know the whole story in this world, and this Lana to be super herself. I can't wait to see what happens with that.
If we're divining the future, though, then I would think if it doesn't happen this season, it'll happen in season 3 because she's now the mayor. And so I feel like that is going to come into some major play for the Kent family, especially with like the XK situation ramping up. Like their son is involved in all this, and now she's the mayor of the town, which means she's going to be read into everything that's happening with that situation between the DOD and other federal agencies. How messy is it going to get before they're just like, look, we have something to share with you, and we need you to shield our family because of this.
The one thing I hope they don't do, or I am least looking forward to seeing, is Lana being angry with Clark. I don't want to see that. You kept this secret from me. You lied to me. If they do that, please keep it under like a scene. Like I can't. That drives me nuts because I feel like in real life, if my best friend was like, "I'm Superman," I'd be like, "What?
Yeah.
That's crazy." And I'd be like, "I understand. Like your job is dangerous. Thank you for not telling me because I probably couldn't have mentally handled that."
Yeah, that's like how real people react. I hope, and Superman and Lois has done such a real job so far. I hope it keeps it up, especially the fact that Clark and Lois lived in Metropolis for 20 years. Like he's just back in Smallville in the grand scheme of things. If he needed a year before he worked up the courage to tell Lana, like, take that year, all you want. Like, I do understand they've done such a great job with the friendship, but we also need to acknowledge the fact they weren't in each other's lives for such a long time. It would be okay if he didn't want to share that secret with her then. And it would also be okay if he wanted to take a little time before he told her. I feel like the segue into her finding out might be Sarah finding out about Jordan. I don't know, maybe, because that's one we can confirm will happen at some point, especially now that they've gone the whole Smallville route with that. You're keeping secrets from me. We can't be together. So the only way around that is to tell her the truth. And don't most of these seasons like to take a full year, tell a story across a year? And Clark did tell Jordan that he's got a year before he can tell her. So I feel like that's probably how the season's going to end.
Oh, but that means that she's going to be mad. See, that's the thing you should be concerned about, Reed, not Lana. Sarah being mad for like 3 episodes.
Mad about everything. I don't know.
I know, but it'd be just another thing on the plate that we have to digest.
I mean, yeah, like if she was mad about him not showing up for, was it the party, the mayor party?
Yeah.
Is that what she was mad about? Oh my God, she's gonna hit the ceiling about this. But I don't know. I think Lana will be more understanding because Clark and Lana, look, they had a lot on the burners. They got a lot going on. Like,
yeah,
she's got a separation. Like, she couldn't handle also like my BFF as a superhero. Like, I hope she like is like, thank you. Like, I couldn't have dealt with that.
for sure. I definitely think that's going to be what happens.